Well, hello everyone. I will be playing some hard skills today. Not maybe we'll not finish the league, but we'll see how far we get. Cannot find it. Let's have a look here. So this is the list. I've seen what was the name? Pandanaconda was playing Tectonic Edge, which makes quite a lot of good sense. But I kind of like this list as it was. I could see myself playing a second cavern instead of the Pendelhaven, but I think the Pendelhaven actually had a lot of good uses. I think the list in general is quite tight. I went 0-2 last league I played, but you know, it's a shit ton of things. Who knows? Maybe I can play the modern challenge this weekend. Even though I'm not swimming on play points like I once used to, I've been losing quite a lot more. So yeah, submit. Anyway, let's play a league. I guess I'll just start playing and you will join eventually. I'm live, right? Or am I just crazy? Yeah. That's nice. Nice. Good time to check. So, yeah, I think the league ends rather soon. No, it ends January. Okay, I think I saw... I mean, maybe it was another league that I saw was about to end. Oops, sorry. All right. I'm pretty sure my music is not on, but then I would get it on the recording through the mic, and I don't think maybe that's the best. And maybe that's bad to put it on YouTube. See, actually, it's funny how I think one of the reasons that the stream is a bit delayed is when you start it, it always kind of gets drop frames and it kind of delays itself. Should try to fix that. I'll play like maybe 2 or 3 matches, depends on how fast the matches are. Like if they are 2-0 first, then I'm gonna play. I don't need to see this every time. We're gonna play first. We're gonna play Davigatran. This hand is not very good, so we're gonna mulligan it. This hand is much better. Actually, may put back. Hey, same to you. Same to you. I'm gonna probably put back the surgical extraction here. This looks like a good, nice. You know, we can play like we have 2 threats in case of Thopsis or something like that. And we don't know how good surgical will be, and I would rather keep Throne of Death maybe against certain opponents. I know surgical is great, of course, if we were playing against Untitled Spells, for example. When I see something like this, I tend to assume my opponent will be playing some sort of a combo deck. Oh no. Well, I will ban you. Ban. See? Easy. So he's got a... So, opponent is not playing lands, maybe? Maybe going to the second main phase to conceal their planes. Playing around Force of Negation. Maybe we're playing against Green White Healia, Winds of Heath, or maybe Reclaimer Titan. We played like a lot against Reclaimer Titan. This could be anything. Why are they only no, I was like, why they're 19? It's like, yeah, of course, we gave them life. Okay, this is actually as good as it gets. So we get to kill this Null Hierarch with the Ballista. You know, like it just makes a world of a difference when you can do this compared to like spending 2 mana to kill a Null Hierarch, maybe not the most worth it. Does this guy like to play his spells on main phase too? What a player. Maybe we're playing against this band deck that was quite popular. Okay, so I actually like the idea of playing Worker and Throne of Death and sacrificing it. Maybe it's not good versus removal. Maybe I could also, but it's... Huh. Do you think they play Path to... They most likely play Path to Exile. Giver ruins a Null Hierarch, Path to Exile deck? I don't know, man. We could just play Worker and Throne of Death and pass. And do it on their end step. Or do it if they fetch, then we can proliferate here and kill the Giver runes. That's probably good. I'm guessing I'm gonna play the Worker first. so they're not passing priority, so we just play throne. I don't know if this is good, but I think sacrificing here is a bit risky in phase of removal. Yeah. So I will not. That's another null arc. Sure. So if they spend this mana or they fetch, so they're not fetching or doing anything with their mana. Do I want to sacrifice? Probably not, right? I'm kind of happy the way they're missing land drops. Okay, this is a sack outlet we could use to just kind of win the game. So could also attack with a worker, see what they do. And kind of force a misplay, either give protection or something. So I'm pretty sure, okay, I'm gonna attack with a worker. Trying to Anaconda said something very important, that this deck allows for you to outplay your opponent in ways that necessarily, maybe not necessarily, your opponent is expecting you to be able to outplay them. I shouldn't. This leaves up a potential bolt, so to say. We're missing this mana, but I actually don't mind keeping this up for a sacrifice next turn. I may be being too passive, but I'm really, let's say, afraid of bolt there. And if they fetch, we can response sacrifice, and then do the stuff. I may actually sacrifice now. I mean, they have 3 mana. Maybe they play a... They still need to fetch, so I think I don't even mind. Just keep attacking and keep this up for second sacrifice. They are fetching now, but this is okay. So if they're fetching means they want to cast something, and then we can respond to the cast. So they shock that. So they're probably playing like the Bands deck that did very well in the challenge last week. I think they play Stoneforge Mystic. What a weird Geist of Sandcraft. Did they miss a line drop? It's not hexproof, but do we care? I don't think we do. I think we are dead, actually. We will let this resolve. Go to end step. I think I'm gonna... If I sack... Okay, let's think. If I sack here, make 2 top tiers, proliferate here, and proliferate here. Then I could sack here, proliferate here at 5, and then yeah, I can kill them by... This doesn't fly, this doesn't fly. I don't even need to do any shenanigans. So I can just sack here. I mean, I think there's many lines at this point. So we make this... Maybe there's a value in not showing them Gruul Fury, but it's probably not going to be a problem. And then it's going to be in the back of their mind. It's not our main problem, our main player, right, normally, but I think it's fine to do this. Basically, Gruul Fury makes anything a Ballista, which is kind of funny. So that's another Hangalack, but we can just sacrifice the top there, put it here. This will be a 6/6, the 5, right? So this will be 5, this will come here as a 6, 5 counters, so it will be 6 plus 1, 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, and then we can Gruul Fury their face. They could play Force of Negation, maybe that's a concern. Maybe we just sacrifice the worker, put counters over here. How many counters is that? So it will be 4, 5. And we actually get to proliferate the top tier. So at that point, it doesn't even matter. So we put 5 and then 7 counters. So this will be 8, 9. Yeah, this is fine. This is lethal. So we sack here. We put the counters on the work on the top tier. Maybe they would be the same if we put the counters on the Ballista. I don't know. But doesn't matter. This actually gets us 2 more counters because we get to proliferate 2 things. So then we attack with the top tiers. And yeah, that should be pretty easy. So yeah, we're playing against... I would consider some... I don't know if they play Spirits necessarily. Probably they play... I mean, I don't know why they're not conceding. They're clearly dead, but... They have some instant speed. Yeah. So we won game 1. My mouse is really fine bouncy. So they're playing islands, but they also play Temple Islands. So I don't know how much I like the boils. I think I will reserve them. I don't think Bale is good versus this deck list. I mean, if you guys have not seen it, I guess I'll put it in the screen. I don't know how much, if it's still like relatively soon. Actually, I 5-0 on this list, which is kind of nice. Wow. I don't know. It actually won the challenge, but maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Too many tournaments. Too many tournaments. Anyway, I think that that's what we're playing against. They mostly have Stoneforge Mystic, I think. Torpor Orb, Stop Skyclave, Stop. Or I actually think Torpor Orb is really good because Stop's also probably they play Spell Queller as well, right? I don't know what Relic, probably not worth it. I don't know what Surgical. Yeah, I'll cut Steelverse here. No, I'll cut one Scrapyard. Then to cut Scrapyard in matches where we may, you know, casting a Scabia and getting it quellered, it seems pretty bad. Yeah, maybe a Worker, but actually Worker is really good. I used to get Worker all the time, and then I realized how broken Worker is actually. Like, it's 1 mana for 2 counters with Scales, and, well, actually 3 counters with Scales, which, if you compare to Scrapyard Recombiner, is 3 mana for, yeah, 3 counters with Scales is, like, not even close, the rate. And then you can move it, yeah, I know, 4 counters, but still. Thundercat was really amazing there. They choose to play first. We have green, we have Torpor, which I actually think is a good card versus them. It's tough Skyclave Apparition, tough Stoneforge Mystic. We kind of get it down before the Stoneforge Mystic, but I think it's still... Having actually Scales into Torpor Orb into Scrapyard Recombiner. I know I just shat on this, but it's pretty nice. And we have Ingmouth Nexus for a, let's say, backup threat. They're also mulliganing into 6. I used way more time than them, but I guess I had to, you know, they didn't do much. They just passed. So maybe that's probably that's gonna be a Giver Rune, I'm guessing. You're not gonna fetch like this to... Okay, yeah, it's like 8. Alright, so there's a forest. I'm guessing I would rather play the forest than play the other lands. And not the best draw ever. That's okay. So Torpor Orb also means that Skyclave Apparition is dead, because you can cast it before they can cast Skyclave Apparition, right? Whenever you cast Speed or Arcane Spell, you may search your library for another card with enchant creatures, reveal it, and put it into the hand. If you do, shuffle your library. This is quite interesting. Not gonna lie. I guess any deck with Giver Runes is quite interesting. So we're gonna play Ingmouth Nexus. So actually, it says when cast. So maybe Torpor Orb is not worth it here. Definitely opponent is gonna brew. But with Scrapyard and Ravager, we can engineer a kill turn 4, I think. Pretty easily. Yeah, because this will be 2, 4, and then 2 more 7 counters and 9 counters. So that will be... Okay, they have Mausoleum Wonder. It's not the worst, but it also stops this. But if they have Mausoleum Wonder, it probably means that they also have Curious Obsession. Okay, so they will put Curious Obsession on the creature that attack us. Very interesting that we're playing against. Quite the brew. It's funny that you can do this. Like this card. Like, so I guess they go cast the Curious Obsession on this. Yep. It's a 2/4 now. They will draw a card. Very nice. Very nice, actually. And they have Giver Protection. I mean, maybe I got a bit zealous with stuff. I think still it stops a lot of their stuff, right? So Armor is not so good when you have a Torpor Orb. I'm guessing I can play a Red Source and play Scrapyard Recombiner. And if they attack with everything and tap out or something like that, we could potentially... they could path us here, which could be bad, but apparently they don't have it. I think if they had path, they could probably do it. They could probably do it, I mean. Also could have casted Ravager, but I'm not sure about that. So there's Rattle Chains. That's yeah, basically we're playing against spirits with enchantments. Interesting, not gonna lie. So, but if they so this is this doesn't fly. This flies. So if they tap out, I think they're dead. What did they get? Chunk creature, aura swap. Oh wow. What a brew. So they're actually gonna tap out and die, sadly. Is this gonna fly? I mean, they will cast this, I guess, right? This you don't play this in your deck to not cast it. I mean, if they, yeah, this doesn't fly. So this flies and this flies. Maybe they don't attack with this actually. Yeah, that's, oh no, they attack with this. Okay, so opponent didn't respect the scale. So they'll draw a card, but they have no cards in hand and they play the land. So this doesn't fly. Oh, this flies. God damn it! Of course, there's a. It's yeah. What's the name of it? We're still at 15, so we're not in a terrible rush. Let's see. This is where you like to have access to sacrifice. Can we still do it though? No, we can probably don't do it. Can we make a ballista that's big enough to kill them? Probably yes, actually. We play Ravager, we sacrifice this to itself, put the counters on the Ravager, play the ballista. So this will be 6/6. They can sacrifice here, that will be 8. Ah, it's not lethal. It could be if we had the. It would be if we had the ballista in hand, of course. We could. Oh no, we could sacrifice the Torpor, get the ballista, then sacrifice the Scrapyard Recombiner. This is 4/4. 3 counters come over here, so that's 8/8. Then we put 8 counters on the ballista, which is a 2/2, and that's gonna be 11/11. And that's enough to clear the board, which maybe is just okay. Maybe we don't need to do that, actually. A lot of choices here, a lot of choices. We could play Ravager, Throne of Geth, and pass. But I kind of like the idea. I mean, yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Yeah, that's an interesting spot. I'm gonna play the Grove of the Growing Willows. Yeah, we are basically. We could play Throne of Geth and Armand Ravager. I like that. And just, set up for next turn. They're not killing us next turn. This is not a Lord. This just gives flash, right? And it didn't even trigger because of the Torpor. And then we can do it next turn, the line I was talking about with the Ballista. Maybe I missed something, but I don't think so. This was a bit slow turn, but yeah. Opponent's thinking, or maybe it's just AFK because I took so long to play. Quite a lot of lists. Oh, my mouse is like feeling so fast. Like, jeez. They went to the bathroom, opponent. Heliod is like the third most played deck according to Goldfish, but I actually don't think it's gonna be putting a lot of results for a while. Okay, because I think it's just people know how to play against it now. When I started playing it, nobody actually knew how to play it, so it was kind of more rogue. I mean, still making results actually, like X-File 4-0. Like 4-1 challenge. No. Okay, this is resolved. So we're just gonna play the Ravager. I couldn't win just being Immoth, right? So we would sacrifice this, we put it there. It's 3/4 plus 2 more, that's 6 now. Okay, so we just keep it like this. We can sacrifice enough turn with the Scrapyard. We have a lot of options right now. Like opponent has we didn't have a kill there, and opponent has kind of a decision to make, let's say. Torpor Orb still stops a Spell Queller. So this is kind of our biggest worry. And this Throne of Geth can be cashed in to... If they draw off these, I'm very happy. Probably they attack. They should have played that if they were planning to attack. Maybe they want to do something else. Yeah, we take this. So we take this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, they won. It's funny. Yeah, like I mean, the problem is I look at the list now for Heliod, and I don't feel particularly interested in playing more. Just looks a bit the same. I've been playing for a while. I mean, people have been playing for a while. So they draw a card. Sweet. They have aura swap actually. Can this be done as an instant? Exchange this aura with an aura card on your hand. I thought it was actually swapping it between your creatures. There's a null hierarch. It's another null hierarch. Can we create truth? Oh, maybe it's just Skyglade Apparition resolves. Okay, opponent is really not reading our cards. Like at this point, it's pretty obvious. We are kind of face up. Yeah, they look for Eldrazi Conscription. Enchanted creature gets +10/+10 and has sample and Annihilator too. Oh, I guess that's a combination. You swap this for this. Sure, man. So Skyglade Apparition doesn't do anything. Yeah, I don't think we even need to... There's no mana for them, so we don't even need to do anything right now. Yeah, I mean, this is it. They're dead on board. So, well, it doesn't matter, but we can do is... I'll activate the Inmoth. I mean, this is kind of random, but whatever. I think this gives the most counters. So, sacrifice the Inmoth. I don't think they play Force of Vigor. Just saying. Done. Then these can sacrifice the Throne of Geth. Get a Walking Ballista. Play these. Play the other side so we can show both. I mean, just literally nothing they could have. I mean, if they play Force of Vigor, man, and that's the last two cards. Like, the last two cards is a Force of Vigor and a green source. And a green card, I mean, over to you, opponent. I mean, I could have played around it somehow, but... Like, actually, no. One of their cards is this, so... There's no way. So we sack here, we put the counters here. Opponent was just not aware of our game plan, I think. Sure, that's not who I... That's not who I'm targeting, man. That's not who I'm targeting. Shit. Yeah. So we get counter here, and then we sacrifice the Ravager to itself. Yes, yeah, my mouse is something happened to my mouse. It's like so wobbly. So now it says save targets, and yeah. Then there's a trick you can do. You want to save some time, you hold priority, and you do this very fast. So opponent just GG's. Yeah, Torpor was pretty good. It stopped the Skyclave, it stopped the Rattle Change even though it didn't do anything. Okay, maybe not yielding. I'll just keep doing it while I can. They just concede. Maybe I thought I would concede, I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. Opponent's deck was interesting. Not the best deck, probably. I think the deck tries to do a bit too many things. Like, you're playing Spirits, but you're playing Giver Runes and Null Hierarch and the Auras. You know, Spirits is already a pretty good deck without... You know, you need to waste cards and mana and time playing Auras. You just kill them with your Spirits, you know? Like, their clock was so slow even with the Auras. Like, that game, I think they had what they wanted. They even got the Emrakul thing. They had the Swap Aura. So they have to go get the Courteous Obsession to draw some cards. Get the Swap Aura. And then get the Emrakul thing. So they need, because they need to draw cards to get Spirits in order to get the Emrakul thing. Like, in order to cast more Spirits in order to find the other guy. So like, basically they play so much air in that deck. Talking 1804. I don't know what happened on 1804. That sounds like a Bob Dylan kind of a song, you know, like song title. They choose to play first. They don't reveal any companion, maybe. Oh yeah, they do. Lurus of the Dream Den. This one is very good against the Lurus of the Dream Den player, I think. So we can Boulder, Master Swift Spear, play Ozolith and Aliana Waterborn the turn after, and then play Hangabag Walker and draft. Sounds pretty decent. We waste a mana along the way, but I think I like killing the Swiss Spear or the... If they play... I don't think there's a point on saving this for Lurus. Okay, that's Mama Courier. I also like to kill this. Because it gives them so much card advantage so quickly. Like, we basically... You know, they have 4 cards. They can empty your hand super quick. And, okay, that's also good. We could theoretically play Llano Reborn, ping it with Ballista, and save the bolt for something else. I don't love that. I think we just bolt this now that we can, before they get any card advantage. Also, that means that we can do the exact same play we did the other day, where if they play a Scourge of the Skyclave now, which will be a 1/1, we can kill it with Ballista, which is really relevant. This has happened. Okay, that's Croxa. Let's see what we discard. We can discard a Ballista. I think I want my lands. I want my Ozolith. Ballista is very good, but I think the other cards are slightly better, so I'm just gonna discard a Ballista. He also saves some damage. That's a worker. I think I'm gonna play... Then that gives me something to do with my mana next turn, so I'm gonna play the Ozolith. I'm gonna play Llano Reborn. And then next turn, since they actually kind of wasted their turn anyway, they just used it to discard a Ballista, which is very good. I mean, we have a very good hand. Next time we can go Hangabag Walker and Avon Worker. They may lures in their hand. That's not a very powerful turn 3. Okay, that's Scourge of the Skyclave on as a 1/1. So that's one more reason to discard the... They could have a Bolt up, which could probably suck. But we can try it anyway. If they bolt, that's not the worst. So I guess we play the Inmoth next turn just to keep up the threat of killing them next turn. And... Do I play the worker out first? They could bolt the worker on its own. No, I play the Ballista first. This is not how we dab. I guess we dab like this. We showed them a bolt already, so they're scared. And if they don't have a bolt exactly, or a way to deal damage to the Ballista, I think we're very happy if we were able to kill here. Maybe we don't even want to do it now. Nah, we don't want to give them time to draw. We could also not do it. And wait for them. Do you think they will do it, actually? Do you think they will go for it? Actually, you can double ping it, right? Worst case scenario. Right, yeah. But let's just play worker. Actually, this was a mistake to play this worker, because now they can bolt the worker. So they're actually bolting us. I'm pretty sure I don't mind bolting, like pinging this again. And making it die. And then we have a... They're still not casting Croxa, right? They need 2 more cards in the graveyard. And that's lures in their hand, most likely. Or another guy. Yeah, that's another guy. That's strong, but we still have a... Yeah, that's a very good draw. So we play Throne of Geth, and we play the Hangabag Walker. I should always play this one first, and I would save myself a few clicks, but... we're not sacrificing anything now, and yeah, just probably gonna block here with a worker stack. Yeah, I don't want to go down 5 too much. Maybe I didn't play this perfectly. They've had a lot of threats, which is true. So we have 2 more counters, which is very nice. This means there's a 5/5 next turn. Alright, and they didn't have removal, or else they could have killed this in the stack, I think. That would have been the good play. Probably they want to get... No, they have another one, Jesus. That's a lot of dudes. Oh, that's Ravager. Is this... Oh, they have 1 card in hand. Do we think they have lethal? I mean, we could just play the Ravager. put a counter, make a million Doctors next turn. So we could play the Ravager. Okay, I actually wouldn't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna... Yeah, it doesn't really matter what I do. I'll play the Ravager. Put the counters here. Do we die to the more battle rage? No, right? I mean, even if they deal a lot of damage to themselves. I'm gonna not I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna leave it here. Maybe they bolt now, or they do something. They fatal push. No, they don't. So we just hold it. We can activate the Ingmoth to block worst case scenario, and activate and use the Ingmoth to cast the Hangback. So that's a land. So they can shock themselves, but we're still at 16 because our blinding bolts basically. So they have one card. I guess they could play Croxa, but if they play Croxa, they're dead. And this is not a... Oh, this is a red source, I guess. Yeah. So if they play Croxa, they're dead. To the Ingmoth. And to a lot of things, also to Doctors, I think. So, yeah, I think they shouldn't, but maybe they will. I don't know. Could they have doubled the more battle rage? That would be exactly 16. What did they shock there? They didn't plan to attack. Ugh. So, okay, let's say they have double the more battle rage. We block one. And that would be... So we don't die if they have double the more battle rage. So we don't need to sacrifice the Ingmoth Nexus. I'm gonna block here. Say okay. Yes, we can tap here. Doesn't really matter. Make it a bit bigger. I'm fine taking 4 and like making this die. Oh, they actually... When did they do this? They didn't... Oh, okay. That's how it works? I thought the damage would kill it. Sure, man. That's sweet. That's a sweet... Actually, that's a nice interaction. I didn't know this interaction particularly. So the third scourge. Okay, we won. We won many ways in here. They played 4 Scourges of the Skyclave. I'm gonna sack here. That's the most easy. No need to even kill them with poison. We can just kill them with Doctors. Yeah, they're dead. Okay, let's count. 8. Yeah, they're dead. 4 Scourges of the Skyclaves. Holy Jesus. That is a lot of scourging. I don't think I love Surgical. I mean, they play Croxa, so maybe Relic is worth it, but I think Relic is kind of slow. I know a Bale. I know a Gem Razor. I don't think I love any of these cards, particularly Bale. I don't love in this matchup. I mean, maybe they bring in... I really have not looked at the latest lists. This is one of the advantages of playing online, I think, is you play against like very tuned list, very new list. This is Mardu. Actually, they showed us Mardu. So they play Thoughtseize, they play Angler's Rampage, which is not super strong. Croxa, Gaea's Guile, Colligan's Command. Okay, I could see myself bringing in Bale if you have something else to cut. Okay, I think the Steel Overseer and the Surgical Extraction are not the dream. So I could see myself bringing the Bale. Do we have anything else that we want to cut? Maybe the Scrabby Recombine, especially when the draw is a bit slow. And maybe Bale, we can get a Thoughtseize and we get a big advantage out of that. But playing Colligan's Command, I think they play Colligan's Command, Gaea's Guile. They play... Yeah, they play like 8, 10 green spells. Maybe 2 Bales is too much. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll try 2 Veils for science, and then we will see. We will see what they do. That was quite the draw by our opponent. Like 4 Scourges. I mean, I'm happy we dealt with them fast. So I actually didn't know that Scourge would not die if they're lethal damage because it will grow before. Actually, I mean, I played against Scourge a million times, like most of people in this planet. This is not that good of a hand. Can it do? So they keep 7. Oh, they haven't kept anything. They just... That's good that they shows this, finally. I mean, we have 1 land. We have 2 lands, 2 Ozolites. They could have a Ancient Grudge or something like... Not Ancient Grudge. Maybe they have something to remove the Ozolites, so maybe it's not so bad. I mean, we could go like turn 1, hold on Bale. I mean, I just don't love holding up Bale in this matchup. But maybe we can do turn 1, hold up Bale. I mean, I think this hand is not bad. It's not the greatest, maybe. But Bale can be useful later on as well. Let's see, maybe they just Thoughtseize us now and they find out our Bales, and maybe then we just side them out. And we're talking 1804, so that's a Mishra's Vowel. That means that's not action, you know, like... And they check us, so they have no... They want to play something in their hand. Okay, they just don't even have a fetch land. But they play a tap land. Death Shadow, they're playing a tap land. Wow. So that means they have no discard, right? So we can start by playing this and playing the Ozolith. So no 1-drop, no discard. I mean, if they had discard, I mean, they could draw it now. Of course, they draw an extra card, so... So yeah. But still, we could play Worker, hold on Bale. I think that would be relatively powerful. But they may have Tahoe Scholar, which could be... Yeah, this probably will be a... Yeah, this is probably Tahoe Scholar, right? It's not the worst. I mean, we can deal with this later. We have Bold in our deck. Maybe they take the Ballista. So we can play the Ravager, we can play the Worker, hold on Bale. This target, right? Target opponent. Yeah, maybe you could have played around it by playing Bale. Maybe this means this opening signaled Bale. Signaled. I don't know if I should play the Ingmoth next. I'll play the Ingmoth Nexus actually, and play the Ravager. Reason being is if they don't have removal for it, even though it's kind of exposed, I know. If they don't have removal for it, we can actually win it with all land next turn, I think. So we will want to... No, it actually will not. There's more Swiss Spear, so that's not removal for now, at least. So they drew this, right? They could have played this earlier. They didn't. They played Thoughtseize, so they drew a Thoughtseize after they drawn this. So that's very strong, I guess. So they will... Thoughtseize us. Nothing to do. I actually not pass turn, but just... So they will take two... They take the Worker, which... You know, it's kind of a medium card to take if you think about it. Maybe miss a line drop here. They're only tagging with 1, which is quite interesting. So next turn we have Veil Protection, and yeah, maybe I should have kept the... Again, maybe I should have kept the Veil up. Should I keep the Veil up now? I actually don't think so. Yeah, they only have 3 cards in hand. Maybe have a 3rd discard spell, but who cares? And then we have a Hangover plus we have Hangover plus Ravager, and this could be a nice win to win the game. Wow, this is lagging quite a lot. I wonder why. Hope the stream is watchable. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack or do anything stupid here. I'm just gonna hold up my stuff. Not even gonna block the Swiss speed. I'm at 18, you know, like I dealt. It's turn 4 on this Death Shadow opponent. I mean, I guess this is geared to beating the Uro decks. But the opponent puts... Okay, that's an almost Swiss spear. So the opponent puts we could actually... I would gladly block that whole Scholar with Hangover Walker. Alright, so opponent is dead. On board. Pretty sure, right? Yeah, it's probably dead on board. Opponent did not respect the scales, guys. I mean, you don't respect the scales, you get Mexican poison. That's what this is telling. I love this art so much. I actually bought them on paper. I need to show you guys one day. The opponent's dead. They have no flyers, and we have an Ignite Nexus. It happens, I guess. It happens to the best of us. We just die. I'm bored. Okay. I should have gotten the full art of these things. So I can do this. This is enough. Okay, so we did 3 counters here, 3 top tiers. So that means 5 counters here. Yeah, that's just plenty. It's better to show them. And now that we're gonna win, it's better to show them that we could beat them regardless. All right, yeah. So this is 3. Yeah, it's plenty. Sack here. We put counters. You gotta love it when opponents just die. Like, it's so random that you just. I mean, I know maybe they didn't have anything else to do, but they literally were dead on board. Maybe we're not going for it if not because they tapped out. We had a series of good draws, not gonna lie. We can put the counters there, but we're not going to. Then we go to combat, and yeah, the Ozolith is pretty strong, I think. Allows us to put additional counters to our Ignite Nexus and win the game. Blocks. Alright, we beat it. 2-0, pretty easy. I'm just gonna quickly go to the skills Discord. Yeah. But anyway, that was I don't know if you guys watched the Pandas stream, but he was playing versus Kiki Shiki combo, and the opponent played 3 Mage's Charm, and they used each of them to steal a hardness scales when already he had a lot of counters in play and an Ozolith. So he ended up being kind of useless. So instead of stealing scales that do nothing for the deck, he could have stolen either killed ballistas or counter ballistas or Ravager or something. So I think he even snapped our Mage's Charm one, and then he raged because he Surgical Extraction and Kikiji, which is like whatever, honestly. 2-0-2-0. It's nice. So we're playing against Mr. Rap. So another Mr. This hand has everything going for it except a big payoff, but I mean, we have an animation model, so I guess that kind of counts. So I'll keep this. We are on the draw. Maybe Mr. Rap is playing the black deck. This could be. And I think then. Does it make sense what I'm gonna do now? No, I think it just makes more sense to play handed skills, right? Yeah. 2 mana counters on normally Mana League and Rayman, basically. So we play the scales. We're playing in some Sultai, so maybe it's Uro. Sultai Uro. It's quite a popular deck. I don't know if they play Mana League or Rayman these days. It's good to play a lot of games before you go into a big tournament, because you get the feeling of like, are people playing Rayman? Are people playing Mana League? So it's very different to play against Rayman and against Mana League, in my opinion. They shock. They shock, but they don't do it. I mean, this could be a Growth Spiral, actually. Guessing I'm gonna play the Ignite Nexus and play the animation model. If they have a Mana League, kind of sucks, but it didn't. So I'm gonna save my only counter making thing. So I'm gonna play the second scales. Hopefully, they don't have engineered explosives. Maybe they Mana League this one, but whatever. And they maybe probably have Growth Spiral if they didn't. Nothing. They just shock for no reason. So now they could have a counter, clearly, right? I mean, that's just the nature of the game. I don't know if I need to show them the red splash yet. No, I don't. So I will play a worker. They probably will not counter these either, I guess. I should play this and hold it up to have the bolt available. Goes around Shark Typhoon, and so they Remnant it. It's just not a big deal, sure. So I'm just gonna replay it. Maybe I have Fatal Push. Seems like they don't. So now we have a servo and a worker. Yeah. We're not in a great position because we have drawn 2 lands and we have a lightning bolt. Oh, we're playing against Uro. This is 100% Uro. But if they tap out for an Uro, we can kill them with a... Okay, that's Remnant back on top, really? Is this that good? No, okay. I'm like, this doesn't seem that good, opponent. They don't know yet about the red splash, so maybe they're tipped about this. We can put counters on the worker and make a servo. Probably will attack. And if they do nothing, I will do that. I will not do that, I will do that end step. And if they do something, okay, that's Ravager, but they have 4 mana open, and this could be clearly a cryptic command, so we're not gonna play into it. So I'm gonna attack. If they block the servo with a shark, so be it. Yeah, again, not playing against their counters magic. I'm not playing around their. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to beat their counter magic here. They have 4 mana open. They use a Mystic Sanctuary for no effect, so this could really be anything. So, and we have a way to spend our mana anyway. So if they don't use their mana, we actually get ahead. Maybe have Factor Fiction, which we may will not like to cast, but yeah. Cryptic Command, return to hand, and draw a card, I'm guessing. Yeah, so in this scenario then we will put a counter here. Make this a 6/6. So yeah, if we had cast the Ravager, you of course would counter it. And this is only returning to hand, so we're not even behind on cards. And we now have a 6/6 and 2 servos. So maybe they have a... Yeah, they need... If they play a... What's that name? If they play an Omna, then they start going to town, which they probably don't since they just... Maybe they have Damnation? Is that a card they play? Maybe the Fairy? No, this is not bad. This is green. So they just shock this in, which means that they are staring down and almost lethal on board. They actually are lethal with animation model. And we have Bolt, so which is kind of a card that maybe don't expect. Blue, maybe play Jace. But I mean, Jace actually is lethal because then we play Ravager. We play a Ravager, we attack with everything. If they Fatal Push these or whatever, and then we bolt them. They could bolt, they could have Force of Negation, but yeah, whatever. Let's see, like tapping, they're confused. Opponent is not in the most comfortable spot. But that's all about not playing around there. Like, you see how well, I mean, I guess our hand lined up well, but you see how important it is not to play around there towards their counter magic, you know? I mean, that's an Uro. That's probably an Uro. It's okay, we have an anti-Uro technology here. So, yeah. They can steal the worker, which is important to pay attention to. They have triple blue. Yeah. No extra, nothing. Sure, so what could they have? Okay, more lines. We can attack. They were playing Remnant, right? So actually we can just play the Ravager, I think. I'm gonna play these. So I'm gonna play the Ravager. If they play Remnant, they're kind of dead, because then we can just replay the Ravager. So yeah, now what can we do? We can attack for 6, 8, 9. So 6, 8, 9. They go down to 4. We could also sack here. So we could attack, sack here, put 2 counters over here. Yeah, I like this play. Okay, so let's attack. They need to have exactly 2. Maybe they don't file a push or anything. So if I sack here and I put the counters over here, there's gonna be 9-9. Am I right? So it will be put 8 counters on it. It will be 9-9 and 10, and then they're dead to a bolt. So I think I like this. Maybe it's a bit risky. Maybe we need to take the risk, but I shouldn't have tapped the red source because that means we lose to Remnant bolting, like Remnanting our bolt. But I guess then they get very low and then we can bolt them at any time. I guess I can Sky Uro. So you have double paddle push. We can eat this here. So that's 6. Eat this here, that's 9. Yeah, it's also lethal if they have double paddle push. Which win. Cool. So you have double paddle push there for like the Servo and the Arbon Ravager. We can eat the Ingmoth Nexus, Pendlehaven onto the other worker, sacrifice the Ingmoth, there will be like 9 counters, 12 count, then we'll go 11-11, so we'll be at 12-12, and then we have the bolt. So, alright, so we have Boil for this matchup, and I really like that we're playing against Black-Green because Veil of Summer comes in handy, and then also Relics of Progenitors come in handy. Cards that I don't love. I think I don't love Lightning Bolt in this matchup. I don't love much Surgical. I think Relic may be better than Surgical. Silver Seer, they play a lot of removal on the draw, and it kind of sucks. We play one of these, and maybe we can cut one of these. Even though I really like Worker, maybe we should not cut Worker. There aren't that many ways to play around Ozolith, so maybe cutting one is okay because the game goes long anyway. And then I guess we just cut the Surgical. The Relic is in a way a better Surgical for this matchup, because you're not so interested in stopping one specific card, but you're more interested in just, hello, Mr. Box Life. You're more interested in keeping their like graveyard low. I could see maybe cutting one Throne of Geth and bringing the 4th Ozolith instead. Just seems that Throne of Geth is the kind of card that doesn't do much in this matchup. It does something sometimes, but sometimes it just kind of sucks. How are you doing, Mr. Box Life? So let's try it like this. I don't know if my reasonings are very good, but I like Worker. More and more I like Worker in these matchups where they have Remana specifically, because it's just such a pain to play to Remana Worker, right? Alright, this hand is good. We have Scales, we have Ozolith, we have Worker. Again, the same thing, you know, 1 mana spells are kind of awkward to Remana. And we should have used this. I'm feeling that more and more I'm understanding these matchups. Like, I used to lose a lot versus them, but I think more and more the decks we play and the decks our opponents play, they're lining up. Oh, this is a very good draw. I'm gonna play the Scales here. Yeah, this is a very good hand. Very boring day. Oh, they just force it pitching Uro. Sure. So we play the Ozolith. And I guess we play the Ingmoth and we play the Worker. Actually, maybe playing Llano Werewolf. Nah, it's okay, it's the same. We can play Llano Werewolf next turn. Nothing from our opponent. I guess another Uro. Relic of Progenitors would be a good draw. But, yeah. I have another Forest, so they actually can cast Uro now with their basically 2 basics and a Mystic Sanctuary. Just kind of funny. They have only 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna play Llano Reborn, play Hangavak. Yeah. I mean, it's very good for them. They have actually forced our what's that called? Our hand scales, because we had like a very good hand. I mean, it's good anyway. Yeah, I mean, it still was a bit far away. So, I mean, Ballista is a faster kill, but yeah. They don't have cryptic mana. They missed a land drop. Okay, this is Jace, the Mind Sculpture. Maybe they bounce a creature, but then the counter's going to be Ozolith. Ozolith, pretty good card, I heard, against bounce spells. They can bounce a... They plus the Jace. Sure. What are they looking at? Looking at us. If we draw a Ravager, we win. On top. So that's probably not a Ravager. I will Wagger. No, it's Kirby Recombiner. So we can play Ballista for X equals 2. We can shoot down the worker, put one counter here, one counter goes here, one counter's here, that's only 4 damage. So we could play Ballista for X equals 2 and shoot and just kill the Jace. Like, just shoot it down. And then save the Lana Oregon for next turn. That's an option, which is not a bad one. Basically, this Jace would be a 1-for-1. Do we have a way to kill the Jace? So we can actually activating Moth Nexus. So we can play this, activating Moth Nexus. No. We don't have a way to sacrifice this worker to anything useful. Basically, this gains them 5 life, which is pretty good, but not the end of the world. Do I prefer to have 5 mana next turn, or play this and save this Lana Waterborn? I guess I'm going to save Lana Waterborn. So we'll play this as a red source, and play Walking Ballista. Does that do anything if I shoot the worker and I put counter, that's a 4-4. Then we can shoot this. Actually, it's better, right? It's better to shoot the worker. Maybe put one counter here and one counter here. So this will be a 3-3, this will be a 3-3, this attacks and this deals 2. Yeah, I like that line a lot. So shoot the worker. No, this, we need to put the counters. We put the counter here, and this needs to go here. Oh, did I misplay actually here? I think I did, in fact, misplay. Oh yeah, I misplayed here by quite a lot, in fact. Oops. Okay, it happens, and sometimes you think you're so smart, and then you're not. But maybe we don't even need to kill this. I don't know how I feel about it. This we made this so bad. Yeah, I think again, yeah. I'll pass. This is pretty bad, but we made this bigger, I guess, and they have no black mana. So if they brainstorm, yeah, they're brainstorming here. They're just giving up their J, so okay, that's fine. Yeah, I could have done this better, that's for sure. Yeah, ugh. Ugly play. I should attack with the worker, of course, and just meditate the Ballista. Or just attack with the worker, keep the Ballista as a 2-2. You know, hold on my pieces. Pressure the Jace the old-fashioned way. That was a better play. Sometimes you misplay, I guess. They're playing Feel of the Dead, clearly. This is a cool card. Avatar of Woe. Yeah, that was a bit okay, that's a kind of the play. I mean, I was overthinking. I just basically counted that the worker will deal the damage and then go into the Ballista, which is not the case, right? I guess we make mistakes sometimes. So opponent is really tanking out this Brainstorm. And we're still a bit ahead on clock, which is kind of nice. We're gonna pressure their Jays next turn. Maybe they have a Shark Typhoon. I don't think they play Shark Typhoon actually, these decks, right? So they play Scalding Tarn. I guess they can. No, they don't have 3 islands. So they fetch, sure. Maybe they just play a. They probably need to find a black source. Oh, they probably have Ran 6. But we can also pressure that. Oh, maybe it's just Cryptic Command. This is probably Cryptic Command, right? Okay, let's maybe have Bolt actually, in fact. So let's go to combat and attack the Jace down. So this Gruul Spiral, sure. They'll have Uro next turn. Put a Mystic Sanctuary. Force on top. I don't think they put Gruul Spiral on top. That sounds kind of bad. They don't. Maybe they have Cryptic now. Yeah, they have Cryptic, and it says double tap permanence, draw a card. I don't really want to let them. So I could play Scrappy or Recombiner. Don't really want to let them escape Uro and have Jace up. Seems too much. Seems too much stronger. Maybe I can kill this. I can pump this and kill this and play down over a Born Tap. Yeah, it's probably gonna be the play. We still keep our Ballista. I should play the land first, I guess. So at the end of combat, we play down over a Born Tap. So they can actually escape Uro now because we killed the Jace. But if we draw a Ravager, we win afterwards, most likely. They have no black, and they only play like a Bolt and stuff, so. Let's run on 6. That's annoying. Maybe it gets back the line, though. Okay. I guess, yeah. The Run Ravager would be probably our best chance of winning this game. I don't have double green. I mean, I guess they can look for a... Do they play Overgrown Tom? No, they play Green Pool. So they will get Uro down. Yep. So they exile the Cryptic, so no Cryptic lock. Too bad we didn't get a Relic or anything. We can actually draw a Boil. Oh, this actually will survive. They will have 3 lands that survive. And I guess they have Rancy, so Boil's not that the best here. More lands, not the dream. I guess... This is kind of bad, right? I'll get I'll tap this. Yeah, yeah, that was kind of bad that we didn't find a threat. They don't have lines to bring back with Ran, but they can actually put counters on the. They can actually kill the Ballista here. I'll say no, save that, and I don't know if I want to pressure, like maybe give them a poison counter. Yeah, I'll do that, I guess. So, or I want to pressure the Ran. So if I attack the Ran and then they ping this, the Ran goes down to 1, I guess. I need a sack outlet here. I'm actually gonna attack them. And my plan here actually is try to kill them with Inkmoth Nexus. Maybe they make a mistake. They don't realize we can actually kill them. But maybe they have cryptics and stuff, and then we are pretty fucked. Yeah, I don't know if I could have done. I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, which is a bit too many, I guess. They have okay. Now they have black, which just means that they have I actually think I will block here with the Hangava Walker. Sure, you can draw. Yeah, Uro is such a stabilizer, holy shit. Like, they were so behind, they have very few cards left, but Uro just made this game hard. We can still get there, eh? I mean, we have like really good draws in the sense that, okay, say, holy shield. No. 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 I think they found a line with the Udo, right? So that means they have all business in hand. So that's Jace, another Jace. Alright. They should have probably Jaced first to find a land. So maybe they have Cryptic here. They probably have Cryptic here. With the Scrapyard, yeah, I could modular, but I like to have a sack outlet. I don't have any sack outlets right now. And my plan is to try to surprise kill them. Like, I'm just hoping they do something stupid here and they... I mean, let's say they tap us, for example. They have one black, so this is probably looking like a... This is looking like they have a... Cryptic. Sorry, paddle push. They pink, which is strong, of course. Yeah, maybe I couldn't model. You're right. If I were... Nah, I really like to keep the Scrapyard here. I think Scrapyard here is very strong. Maybe they do a thing where they steal the Oscillate with the Archmage's Charm. Still tapping. Oh, they have Abrupt Decay. That's brutal. They have everything today. This match, I guess. Drawing a worker. Okay, drawing a worker actually means that we can. We have Bolt, but we can get rid of the Planeswalkers here. We can play a worker, sack it, put 2 counters here. So, and then we 2, 3. So we can get rid of both Ren and Jace. And get maybe another Ballista. I guess we play this as a red source and we tap this for... So yeah, I think actually I am gonna grab onto this. Then we could actually model her into the Inmoth. I guess they would rather kill the Inmoth, in fact, right? So let's see how much mana we have. We activate. We still have mana to cast a Ballista here for 2 or a Hangaback. I think I like the Ballista. So 4 wise can kill 1, and then the other one kills the other one, right? And then the Inmoth just kills whatever. So the Inmoth killed, and then yeah. So I kind of I like this idea of tapping here, and then sacrificing the worker, putting the modular counter over here. Yes. Looking for a Ballista. So now we think if we go all in, so we attack this one at Jace, this one at Jace, this one at Jace, and this one at Jace. They kind of save Jace, and then we kill the Ram. So it's kind of nice. Okay, so both Planeswalkers are down. If they don't have a... Oh, no. And then, say... Okay. Then we could... I'm going to play this as a... They could have a Zakol Rayman, and that would be pretty sucky, actually. But if we play it as a 1-1, it dies to Renan 6, and it's also pretty bad. So we're just going to play it as a 2-2. It resolves, so no counter spells, most likely. And yeah, we have a lot of Doctors and stuff. So, I mean, they draw 2 cards a turn, and they gain 3 life, and all that stuff, right? But we're not out there. And we can... You know, we can probably engineer a kill. Oh, that's Field of the Dead, so that's a lot of zombies coming our way. And I guess they played first because they don't have a... They just top deck this turn, this card. So they found a Waterlogged Groove, And we're not gonna block these. So they can 2 zombies now. They can draw an extra card. Yeah. So they draw the extra card. No hesitation. I think they don't have that much going on. Okay, that's... Maybe they do now because they've drawn 4 cards this game. Okay, that's a land. So they get Mystic Sanctuary back, Abrupt Decay. And they have a way to draw it. Thought push on this. Wow. That's pretty cool. Touch on Scalia Commander, who's just, by the way, very strong. We're gonna put it here. I should bring a top there actually, or an Nima. Oh boy. We keep drawing lands. This is not the dream. I mean, we attack with 4. That's 6 damage here. They go to 17. We can pump these twice actually. And we take 12. We actually take 14 next turn, so we need to block with the... We need to leave... I'm gonna leave the 3/3 blocker. No, I'm just gonna attack with the 3/3 and just leave 1 back. So we can block the Uro with the stop there. And then put double counter here. That's pretty rough. I'm drawing exactly 8 lands now. So they're fetching, probably putting... they will have Abrupt Decay, right? Oh, they don't have more Mystic Sanctuaries, sure. So that's yeah. They'll gain 3 life. I mean, we just need to draw a Ravager at this point. But they draw 2 cards. Well, they do another card. No land, so that sucks. Well, they could maybe just hold it. They have the Thirst. I'm just gonna concede this game and save some more time for the last. Yeah. We almost got them here. Maybe I made some small misplays. We could watch this after. We didn't reveal. I think maybe Surgical is worth it. We just the amount of hate they have is just the amount of they have Abrupt Decay for the Ozzy, so I'm gonna keep the 4. And Scrapyard was very good. Ravager was decent. Was not found actually. I guess we could cut a worker. Yeah, we also have a lot of 1-drops. Let's see. We have Boil, which means that we can win if we get to 4 mana and we draw it. So, I mean, yeah, I could have played a bit better here. I'm pretty sure. I guess that's, you know, the problem. Sometimes we didn't draw any sideboard cards. We didn't draw a Relic. We didn't draw Veil. We didn't draw Boil. So, I mean, I think I have a decent plan though for this matchup. The counter is pretty good. Counter is pretty good. I don't know if I want to start Llanover. I mean, this is not the best because I don't have a 1-drop. But still, you can play Llanover Reborn. This hand... It has Ravager. This could be a fast hand if they stumble. I'll keep it, actually. And we have the Cavern to name either whatever we want to cast. The thing is, they will not have a... They will not have a turn 1 counter spell, right? So we can actually play Forest and Worker. And yeah, pass the turn. Shock. Okay, they will thirst these, I guess. I'll push it. Okay, I mean, that's not the worst. It's not great, but I would rather they do this to the worker than to... Oh, that's Boil. So we can play Ballista now and Ravager next turn with a thing. Yeah. So I will name Beast because the construct will resolve anyway. I'm not sure how I'm playing this, if I'm playing it 100% correctly, but... Maybe I have another Fatal Push. I think that's the games you kind of lose if they have 4 removal spells, you know? Okay, the second Ravager is very good. So we do this, we play a Ravager. Of course, we need to tell it that we're using that mana specifically. And I'm not sure if I want to graft or not. This is probably gonna die, and this is probably gonna die. So I'm not gonna graft. Just to play around removal a bit better. We have not cast any non-creature spells, so... So they probably play... Yeah, they probably will go Spiral us here, or something like that, yeah. Sure. If they play Jace, can we kill them with the second Ravager? Maybe? We just need to make this a 7/7, right? But if they play Jace, I may just slam the Boil. And be like... Back to the Stone Age. Opponent. They could have Ren and 6, and maybe that's an argument of grafting. Second Field of the Dead, wow. Oh, that's a second Boil. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack. I think next turn they will cast something. So they take this. Yeah, we pass. And end of turn we will boil them. So they go Spiral. That's okay, I mean... You can let them put them one more line in play, right? Do we do it now? So now, if we do it, they need to have Force of Negation. And then we can do it again on our turn the next turn. Okay, it's not that's not actually an island, so... I have 4 lands. Sure. Go ahead. I'll do it on their end step. So... Because actually, if they tap out, we maybe get to win with the second Ravager. Because we could make a 2/2. This is also not land. Wow. So that's a Fatal Push. And we just leave it, let it resolve, I guess. It's funny how they play so many non... I guess people are playing lots of boils recently. Let's see, they have a counter. Still 2 for 1. It's not so bad. And they have no black. We put them 2 lines back. It could have been nice if these 2 cards had been islands, but I guess people are slowly moving away from islands, which makes the deck worse because they don't Mystic Sanctuary so often. They have only 3 cards in hand, and if they use a counter, which they will, I guess, it's cryptic. Counter target spell. Okay, now we will say, opponent, show me your Force of Negation. Oh. Show me your Force of Negation. Right? Because we cannot kill them. This will be only 3/3. We come here. This will be 4 for now. So we say, opponent, where's the force? Okay, no force. Oh, that's good. They do a land, and that's also not a... I guess they're kind of more boil-proof than other decks. Oof. This is just so much. I guess it doesn't... We don't really have... just play Red Source. So we have a... Oh, I wanted to play Red Source there. So we cast this. Can we kill them? We pump, we put 2 counters. No, that's 5, right? But we can do this. Hopefully not they have another Mage's Charm. That would be sucky. No, go down to 9. So let's see what our opponent has. Even if it's just 2 lines click, like this now comes in that and he probably just drew it. Okay, so we attack for 5. We can pump. We win the match. Awesome, we beat the Uro pile. Hell yeah. Boyle making work. Boyle making lots of work. You know, 2 lands. Imagine if we had not done the boiling. They used an Armiger's Charm, which could steal our Ballista. Which maybe they should have done. I don't know. But of course they didn't know we had a second boil. Man, hey man. Oops. Does this work better? Like, I'm just going blind now, but hey, it works. So they caused an Armiger's Charm, 2 lands, because and then basically they couldn't make zombies anymore, so they got super stuck there. So with 3-0, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll upload this to YouTube. This is pretty fun. We beat, what was the first deck? Yeah, this is a Spirits combo deck, which I don't think you need that. Then we beat the Shadow deck fairly easily, I would say. That was pretty easy. And then this, I'm pretty sure in the second game, maybe you can look at it now. What misplays I've done. Oops, that's not. It's a mystery where how MTGO structures their games. I know this is not the one. I think this game was pretty clean. It's this second game where I feel. And basically, I really like Boyle because you can just, yeah, you seem like you leave mana open to pump Ballista, right? But you don't want to do it to play around. I think we had a good hand here. They started good by exiling our hand skills with Force of Negation, which is something maybe we need to take into account, and maybe we want to play the Ozolith first. Just because it's legendary. So maybe against Force of Negation decks on the draw, or sorry, we're on the draw. Knowing that we can most likely resolve one of our cards, maybe we actually want to, because this hand this match we flooded a lot. Maybe we actually want to be more proactive and playing the Ozolith first. Maybe gets Force of Negation, and then, you know, because it's legendary, and later on, if we, you know, like, Ozolith is important, but Harness Heals is probably arguably more important. It's probably better. Ozolith is probably better in the matchup, but Harness Heals is more explosive. And these decks are so greedy. They only playing like 4 battle pushes, and that's it for removal. Of course, they had to Uro. Here was a ticking time bomb, basically. They just had to, the way our hand developed and stuff. So here, okay. And one mistake I made, and I don't know if that was like next turn they play a. Next turn they play a. What's the name of that card? A Jace. Maybe should play the Ballista here, actually, not a Hangaback. And they plus because they're afraid. And instead of just playing into it like this, that's probably the mistake here. So what I do here, what I should have done is I attack with both guys. Play a 2-2 Ballista, that's good. I attack with both guys and say, okay, man, use your Jace, you know? Whereas by doing this, what ended up happening is, like, first this was just a misplay. And then what ended up happening was I ended up having to use the Ballista anyway. They brainstormed once more. So they got 1 card on us from the brainstorm. We got 1 card down on the worker. So at this point, we're pretty behind. And yeah, here, this was just a weird play by me. I mean, then they tapped us with Cryptic. Now they grow Spiral, tapped us with Cryptic, which is fine, whatever. I'm guessing this was not the use they intended with Misty Sanctuary, but why do you put a card in your deck if you don't want to draw it? And then they tap us with Cryptic, so now I need to use the Ballista to kill the Jace. I can pump, yeah, but I've used basically 2 turns to kill a Jace, when in reality, I could have just attacked them, and I could still have a worker. Maybe I had played a bit smarter this game, we could have done better. But you notice the Ozolith has done only very little now. Like in the early stages, unless they have a ton of removal, it's better to have a 100 scale, especially if you have a Hangabag anyway. So maybe they're playing the Ozolith first, letting it get it exiled by a Force of Negation, or not. Maybe most likely we're gonna resolve both the scales and the Ozolith, right? So if they have the Force of Negation, it's better the Force of Negation the Ozolith. That's my take. And yeah, from here we just drew a million lands. So the misplay combined of drawing a million lands doesn't help. And then eventually here we got just run over by Uro, which, you know, by killing his Jays we actually turned on, but I mean, any other card would have done it. Anyway, I think later on, I mean, that's the thing, once you're in this position, you're lost. And I think you should really, like, okay, this is an advice for you guys that are starting versus the Uro decks. At this point, the game is over. Turn 5, I know. Because they're playing a late game deck that has managed to set up. And I know it's bullshit that they can manage to set up by basically putting a card in the graveyard. That, I also agree. This shouldn't be a thing. But it is a thing. So we need to accept it is. You know, like we cannot change it. You know? So at this point, opponent has maneuvered themselves in a position where they're still at 19 life. We don't have a overwhelming board presence. We don't have a Ravager. We have a lot of lands, but nothing to do with it. And we have an Ozolith without counters and no 100 scales. And they're going to cast an Uro next turn and overrun us with their advantage. They will gain life, so we will be out of reach. They will Planeswalker, so they'll get a ton of value. They will find Field of the Dead eventually and start making zombies, and we will not be able to beat that. And that's, I think, one of the reasons these Uro Omnath decks feel really bad to play against, because, you know, they just turn the corner so quickly. They like defend, and now you lose not by a little bit. Like when you played versus Ozorius Control, you were like ahead in the beginning, and they were like catching up, and you maybe almost got there and you won before, or they eventually just overrun you with a Teferi and whatever. But it took like a long time, and it was like a slow grind for them to get from the early game through the mid game and then the late game. But this deck kind of reaches the late game immediately, and they do that by taking a lot of risk. They play a lot more Tablands. They play Field of Death. They play Gruul Scales, which is a good card, but in the end of the day, it's a 2-mana draw card. And they play a bunch of cards that don't impact the battlefield, like Uro. Actually, the first use of Uro is kind of useless, right? So it's not that good. I mean, it's good, but it's actually better than it seems, because the 3 life really makes it. But okay, you know, like they didn't play a creature yet to protect themselves in any way. But the thing is that after this point, they win by a country match. So you just should be like, okay, this guy has managed to stabilize, and I've not been able to disrupt them, like we do in the next game. In the next game, before they get to this point, and you can notice the difference now, basically, well, we can finish this. They will untap, play Uro, no, play Remnant 6, get a land, play Uro. And sadly for them, they didn't have a second land to play off the Uro, but it doesn't matter, because they play Uro here, they've drawn. They basically are +1 card with the Ren, +1 card with the Uro, +1 card with the Uro card that they draw. So they now have 4 cards in hand, they're 19 life, they find a land. Maybe they have nothing else in hand. That would be cool to see, but at this point we need to deal with Ren 6, we need to deal with Uro. And yeah, I think here I was debating what to do. I play Scrapyard, doesn't die. I was expecting them to get Remnant, but I guess they bore out Remnant. So we shouldn't play around it too much. More reason so to play the Ozolith first, because the 100 skills turn 2 will also resolve. So you have both Ozolith and 100 skills. I would say play the Ozolith first. So attack with Uro, they get a bunch of life. They don't find a land drop. I try to block here, just like, this is, you know, at this point, this is kind of desperation mode. We're just trying to sneak in a win by drawing a Ravager and then having nothing. That is my plan. At this point, my only plan is draw a Ravager, and they have nothing, and we kill them out of nowhere. But they do have things, because they will play Jace. And of course, Jace is a hell of a card, because it's Brainstorm, right? So now they have like the best of the 4 cards. They kill Ballista, they Abrupt Decay, Ozolith. Basically, I've answered everything. And at this point, it feels hopeless, right? Like, really, nothing we could draw there could have turned around the game. And yes, I agree with Drew on million lands, which is not good. And we still fight, but eventually they just overwhelm us. Like 2 Planeswalkers, they win very fast. And, you know, one of the issues is Mystic Sanctuary with Cryptic Command, which didn't really come into play this game. The other issue is Uro. And then actually here I was like, okay, maybe we can come back. We make a Ballista, blah, blah, blah. But then they find Field of Death. That means they basically have infinite blockers from now on. And as I said, we didn't establish ourselves fast enough. We didn't put them low enough or anything to have enough reach basically for this stage. And this stage means that every turn they draw 2 cards, they gain 3 life, they play 2 lands, and they make 4 zombies. They make at least 2 zombies, if not 3 with a fetch land. So eventually this just becomes unsurmountable. I agree, they get to the late game a bit too easily, but I think this can be punished, and actually Scales punishes them quite a lot. And I also think that's one of the reasons to play red is to play Boil. Also conceding time, guys. Don't let me. I was ahead with him, and then all the thinking made this game hard. So Crown of Souls, it's not that amazing. This play looks a bit weird, right? To just run a worker and let it die, but it's better that they do this to a worker than a ballista. So if we had played Llanowar Reborn tap and then we play ballista and they flat out push a ballista, it feels twice as bad, right? Now we have a ballista, which the ballista ended up winning the game on its own. So this ballista is a ballista that ends up killing our opponent. We play a Uncountable Ravager here, which is very good. They don't play Mana Leak, as I said, that much. They play Remnant, so when they show you Remnant, you shouldn't expect Mana Leak. And they probably side out the Remnant. So most likely here they were just going for the Growth Spiral anyway. But still good to, use the caverns and you have it. Like, Growth Spiral, they draw cards, they put Field of Death. That means it's not a color land. Which at this point they're cursing themselves for not having color lands, but then we play Boil. So, of course, here we draw the second Boil, which is very strong. And then we make a plan. Okay, what do we do to win this game? We could Boil right now and make them have it. But I was thinking, my plan was like, okay, go Spiral. And if they had played an island here, maybe we just Boiled. But they didn't. So, and yeah, they Chief. That's okay. Plus, if they're very good versus us. Kills everything. And now I'm just like, okay, I'll wall you. And then they need to use their mana and their Mage's Charm. So they only counter spell on keeping 2 lands alive, but these 2 lands are very important because this is what I was saying before. The moment they hit like 7 lands or 8 lands and they have any stabilizer like an Uro, like basically Uro in this case, and if they have 2 maybe removal, fetch land, removal, any of these stabilizing things, and they hit 7 lands, you lose. Because that's just the nature of the game. But here we just, hey, do you have first order negation now? No, you don't. Okay, you lost 2 lands, so now you're ahead on mana. And even though we actually flooded a bit again, we're still doing fine here. They have no black mana, very importantly, and we can play Ravager and Pump the Ballista, which is not the super fastest skill ever, but yeah, saving the... Actually, we had moved the Llanowar Reborn counter, we probably would have killed them 1 turn earlier, so that's something to take note on. But I was just fully expecting the Ravager to die much faster. So now here, they still don't have black mana, and we just hit them, and this concede the game. So yeah, Boil, a very good addition, I think, to the deck. And you can see with 24 lands, it's not so hard to cast it. Anyway, this is my stream for today, guys. What am I here? Yeah, I just wanted to show the deck. Thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.